me. Oh, you see my pain, but now that you are standing.
I guess to everyone, it's Ada from Poison Rock, and I have the pleasure, after a while, to have a woman on Poison Rock, Elle Noir. First of all, I was going.
Hi, Ada. Thank you for having me, and it's going great. I did a little bit of vacation right now, so I'm just a little bit relaxed and ready to work again on music. Yeah.
Okay, so you're coming back. You're working the opposite. Instead of being August as a month of vacation, you pick up another month.
Yeah, actually, I was the last 3 months I did a lot of traveling. I was in Tenerife, then I went to Berlin for work, and then a little bit of vacation at the sea. So yeah, now I'm back. I have to do a lot of work, but I'm ready.
Yeah, because of course I know that there are of course some, let's say, interesting project about you as a woman. I like to say as a woman because we have more
Yeah.
power, but men didn't know that. So, but of course, before going to talk about your first, I think your first EP, alias an obscure agency, and also your role as a ghostwriter in the song, I want to talk about your own personal path and like how you everything is unpacked for you, like how you start, like since where you were a kid, like said, oh, I want to write. I want to be a musician. I want to, I don't know, found an agent.
Well, it's a strange journey because I remember when I was a kid, my sister was the singer and I was the little one who wanted to dance. And then growing up, I don't know, and then growing up, I started to feel myself more when I was singing, when I was
Okay.
writing.
Okay.
I attended like the Oh, it's funny to translate in English because the actual translation is High School Musical. So I did the High School Musical. And then I moved for like a year in LA where I
Yeah.
attend to the Musician Institute. Yeah,
Okay.
I studied there and I started to work as a ghostwriter. And I actually didn't know what I was doing, but people liked it. And
Oh,
so I started this journey. I did a lot of mistake, but you grow and you learn.
exactly,
And
exactly.
and yeah, I think I was always drawn to the music world. So it was my thing, and I always like lived in this world.
And it's interesting because like you have a background as a also from a, let's say, more let's say, I don't want to say grammar music grammar, but more like you study actually music, so you know what you're doing, even if you're
Well, it's supposed to be like that. I wasn't a good student when I was a teenager,
you are a
but yeah,
rebel.
I was a rebel. And they were teaching me like classical music,
Okay.
opera singing and
Yeah.
everything. So I have that background.
Yeah, of course.
And yeah, so I have that. I kind of lost it in a way because I actually appreciate classical music, but it's not really my thing to do.
It's not
But
your
yeah,
role.
sometimes it's actually it can work because I'm a drama queen, and so opera music is all about drama. So
Like that, but like people from other countries say us as Italian are drama people.
yeah, I'm a diva. I love
I
drama.
mean, we have drama, we have amazing drama music in the operas, but we also are a pop country that loves drama because people, if they don't know that we turn off the TV, Italian TV,
Mhm.
it's only drama, so shut it down. So
Yeah.
so, but of course, I mean, you have really because of course you just like were in Italy, then you moved to US for studying, and then you did a lot of music and theory and also practicing in writing lyrics and music.
Yeah.
And of course, like it came spontaneous to me because you said that the first, let's say, approach was in kind of in a classical way. But who was that musician that literally said, oh my God, that's I wanna her, I wanna him, I want to be like that.
Oh yeah. I mean, it kind of become obvious like or even recent, it was like 2018 when I
Okay.
discovered Bishop Briggs.
Okay.
She's a singer from LA too, and I was in love with her. And after I went to the Musician Institute, I discovered that she went study there too. So I was like, oh my God. And
Incident.
yeah, and she's a cutie pie, and I love her music. And yeah, she's truly inspiring. And I think some of my music, the one that I have to release yet, there is a
Yeah,
song or two that are actually inspired by their music. She
that's
was
beautiful.
such a good influence for me. Yeah.
And of course, I like that you pick someone that is not, like that big in the mainstream, because we
Yeah.
always pick those one in the mainstream, which of course are always amazing to listen. And I would ever say I would love always pop music, always big an influence, any type of experimental pop and thing. But when you pick someone that is not that in the mainstream, more like in the underground world of music, it doesn't
Okay.
matter that, or half in the way, it's good because you're also giving a new kind of inspiration to other, because someone could say, oh, look, who is this musician, this girl? Let me check it out. And
Yeah, she's absolutely amazing. So yeah. And actually she's actually breaking out from like 2 years now. She's actually more mainstream. And it's actually fascinating to discover an artist when they are still little and to see
I
all
know,
the
yeah,
process.
exactly,
Yeah. It's so beautiful to see. Yeah.
exactly.
It's
And of course,
inspiring.
this is a kind of similar project point of view that I saw with interviewing. I started maybe with a smaller musician that was still, I don't know, the first album, second album, or and
Mhm.
then you see them growing up, getting bigger, 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 and you're like, I was there, I witnessed,
I
and
was
I told them
there.
you were becoming big. And of course, this led me to ask about how you decided to found Obscure Agency, and especially what it is.
Well, Obscure Agency, I mean, it was born because I was already doing the stuff for myself,
Okay.
contacting manager, contacting press, contacting everyone because you are an independent artist and you have to do
Yeah.
everything on your own. I was actually really lucky because I did find some great person to do some kind of networking and meeting other person and one contract lead to another. So I with Obscure Agency we can now work with artists to put them on the biggest magazine in the world, like Rolling Stone, Billboard, and everything. So we are actually we want to give emerging artists the same spaces and outlet that
Yeah.
big and established artists have.
Because
So
let's just to clarify, it's not just because sometimes people can, I don't want that people misunderstood what is an obscure agency. Is not a PR agency. It's an elite press agency.
yeah, it was like mentioned like that sometime, and I actually like it because I'm a diva. So yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
and
It's important to make a difference because PR agency, they are good, but sometimes they are not giving to the people what they expect to be. It's more
yeah,
like
for the first EP, I had like a press agency. I will
yeah,
not say name, but yeah, they give me some space on magazine, but they were all little magazine that, it wasn't really giving you some authority like an artist and even some engagement, people that
yeah,
were actually listening to the music because they read the
exactly.
article. It was very little. So I wanted to create something that was actually valuable for artists
Of course.
because Rolling Stone is an established magazine and we actually
What
have
is
a
that?
monthly issues on Rolling Stone UK where we
Really?
highlight 5 artists every month.
That's yours of a obscure agency every
Yeah,
month.
it's curated by Obscure Agency. Yeah,
Oh no,
yeah.
it's. I mean, for everyone is in UK, or for everyone there is a, I don't know, they can have a copy of that. It's important to say also because it's really interesting and it's congratulations. I mean, as a it's a
Yeah.
fucking, you can afford to say that about you're a diva. That's amazing because it's not like you're, I mean, no problem. It can be also, the most underground and DIY magazine. That's fine. That's fucking absolutely fine. But that's amazing. I mean, you have your own. kind of your own artist, because also you are able to see the talent in other
Yeah,
musicians.
it's amazing. We are actually having a lot of submission because we have a form where people can
Okay,
actually submit their
okay.
music. And also, I'm actually scouting on the internet, seeing reels, say, oh, this artist is actually pretty good. Let me pop up an email to them to do an interview, see if we
Okay.
can do something. And I'm discovering a lot of artists. They have a great identity, great presence on
We need
stage.
them. Oh my God, that's amazing.
Yeah, and that's amazing because, label and major word, it's complicated.
It's really,
And sometimes it's also kind of toxic environment. So you are actually swimming with sharks. And
I know.
yeah, so I wanted to create a space where you actually you can do things and be safe and concentrate on your music and not on maybe this deal is not good. I don't know.
Yeah,
I'm not a businessman. I don't know what I'm
yeah.
doing. So yeah.
And because let's say that, of course, it doesn't matter in which era we are, magazine or online website like no, Rolling Stone are always, it's the magazine. No, it's not that one of the rand, it's the magazine. Just to think about the movie Almost Famous. That's
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, Rolling Stone is one of the most established and
yeah,
recognized all around the world. Yeah.
yeah. So, and also this puts you in a position to help musicians, which is important to help. And please say you because that's something that I'm finding out now. Because when you start to talk with new musician and you listen new music, you start to realize that the music of the past, it's beautiful. It's the music, but
Yeah.
there's so many good music today around the world that we are so stuck in the past to listening music that we are literally letting go all the most creative, fun, I don't know, experimental music. There are
Yeah.
tons of women, men, DJs, everything. And I'm like,
Yeah, I mean, there is a lot of artists, good
yeah,
artists, and I think I can understand sticking on the past
yeah,
because today you're actually bombarded with content and good music. There are
yeah,
actually thousands of new songs releasing, so it's hard to listen to everything, discover everything. It's gonna be a pressure. So I can understand to
kind of
stick
agree.
on the past and what you
Yeah,
knew already. But yes, we are missing out already some good artists just because maybe they are
yeah.
not good with social media or not good at
I
promoting
agree.
themselves. Yeah.
But it's a, it's, and think something that I like. If you find someone really interesting, send it to me. I might interview them because
Really, yeah.
I'm looking always forward to new musician and also to, because like I said, there are so many. Like for example, from LA, there is this. I mean, now she's big. This singer, she's more like a kind of folkish country. I don't know how to call it. I look up. She's a I love her. I mean, I interview her like tons of time. I told her all the time. Now it's not more an interview. It's just like talking about fashion because we finished to talk about music. Or
I
from
have to
New
check her
Zealand,
out.
Kiki Rockwell from New Zealand. They are amazing, and especially because they are just themselves. I look at as she's established in LA and she has this big following, really big following, especially with a crew like amazing music video, amazing photographer. Same thing, this girl Kiki Rockwell. They have this kind of a vibe that remind me of a Cleo Tiger, and damn, that's why I went to read because it's not something that it's just music. They tell a story just with themselves,
Yeah.
like you. So that's why I wanted to interview you because now we are to the part that we said that also you are a musician and you release Alias. And it's the
Yeah,
first EP.
yeah, Alias was my first EP, and I released it like last year. And
2020.
it wasn't like a studio quality EP. It
Okay.
was like more home studio.
Okay.
But it was born from a need to say something. I
Okay.
had something that needed to come out. And with my producer at the time, Pierre Baudin, that actually produced all the song, and I love the song so much. It was also with me at High School Musical, when we were like
I
teenagers.
see.
So I really knew him from a
There's a
long
French, yeah.
time, and it helped me, in this AP. I decided to talk about a little a trauma that I
Okay.
experienced when I was a kid. I was sexually assaulted, so I never talk about that until that the in that period. I also decided to talk with my family about what happened, so I never talk about it with anyone.
It was really brave of
So
you.
I had this feeling that needed to come out. And with Pierre, he helped me a lot to bring those out with music and everything. So Alias might not be the commercial album, the industry level album, but it means something for me.
And I think
So
not only for
I
you,
think it's
because
special.
first of all, let me say that it's really brave of you to just stand out and say something that about to your family and also share it out to the world, because that's something that always women, also men also, but especially women, we are taught to stay in silence, and sometimes
Yeah,
it's not easy.
absolutely.
We hide. I understand because I went through that too. So, well, I don't want to say welcome to the club, but I know what you're
Yeah.
talking about. You hide this thought in a space of your mind, in a corner, and you leave it there, and you move on with your life. But
Yeah, you think that maybe
yeah,
it's not doing anything because it's there,
exactly.
it's closeted, but actually I did see that with my behavior, with the relationship that I
Yeah,
was getting into,
yeah.
there was something that needed to be explored and work
Exactly.
out. Yeah.
Because then everything can be, I don't want to say it's not ruined, but it can bring you to have a different type of behavior or act in a way that maybe could not be the best for you and the person involved. Or maybe you're scared and you ask him why I'm scared, why I'm this. And of course everything
Yeah.
lead to that, but that's for any trauma, let's say, to the people. But in this case it's something really delicate, and for any women, because for any women out there that feel they found someone, a friend, but it's better always when they find that of course the courage to tell it is not something wrong, it's to be brave.
Yeah, it's not a shame on the person
No.
that uh, you know, survived this, because I will say it's a survival thing because
Yeah,
not everyone survived to this thing. Also because sometimes it's more violent, and also because sometimes you can actually live with yourself with the thing that you experience. So it's actually a
exactly.
survival thing. It's actually
Yeah,
something that can dehumanize you, but it's
exactly.
helpful to find
Yeah,
someone to talk about. So yeah,
yeah,
it was myself talking about this, talk about also the toxic behavior that I have, because it's an EP that it's really raw, that it's really honest, that I didn't want to be, oh, I am the victim, I am the one to, hug and only hug, because I was also, when I was dealing with that
yeah.
afterwards, I did also like, I had also toxic behavior and everything. So I wanted to
Your
face that
response,
part too. Yeah, because
it's not,
it's a journey,
yeah,
you
it
know?
wasn't your fault, it was a response to what you experienced, to what you felt. And it's a response. I think every toxic behavior, unless there's not something pathological in from, like from a family kind of coming,
Hmm.
you have always something that it's bring you to have that toxic way of being, and it's
Yeah.
always coming from a trauma, unless you're not a piece of shit, that's another story. But for this scenario, it's I can understand living in a way that you don't want to act in that way maybe, but that's
Yeah.
something automatic. It's you're doing that. And when you find, and like you said, it's a survivor, because sometimes saying that, yeah, I was a victim and now I'm a survivor, it's feel weird to say in your mind and to say out loud.
Yeah.
actually it is, because when you go, for example, in my case, I had to go to the Center Anti-Violence, so more than once.
Mhm.
And I, standing there talking with them, I was like, this, I felt like in a movie, like, what the fuck, it's weird. Oh, be careful, we can take you in a safe house. I'm like, no, I feel weird. Call your friend,
Yeah,
don't walk
totally.
alone, be careful. It felt really, really weird, but that's not something that is happen, unfortunately, most that we know. Many women stay in silence. That's what I did an interview with a kind of a, let's say, column. I choose to do a new format calling the Riot Daughters, where
Okay.
all the women that wanted to came into this kind of format talking about empowering strong women, and we did one episode with all the line that you can call in Europe. So for each country, the most not, let's say the central, not Germany, France, Italy. There is even a number in Europe for women. So 24/7. So what? So if you, no matter where you are, if you can call. And
Yeah, that's actually
we have the one
beautiful.
in Italy that we know, of course, is a 1522. It's the big one. But this way of you processing, it was, of course, I know that it wasn't easy. So you put yourself literally naked into the EP. So
Yeah.
people can hear your, I don't know, your flaws, your best side, your worst side, can hear who is Elle Noir, who was in that moment. Because now I think you changed, you healed a little.
Yeah. It actually helped me a lot, this album, to process everything.
Mm.
And now I actually feel like a different person that I was before it. A person that is not looking to go in the same, path and loop. Because I was someone that was always in some kind of toxic relationships, and I was
Welcome
always
to,
kind of looking for that high and low that you have in a toxic
yeah,
relationship. It's
yeah,
kind of almost like an addiction to that.
no.
I
The
don't know what,
validation, the
but now
validation,
actually
yeah,
I feel more healthy, even in my mind. Also, I'm in a healthy relationships, so
I'm
it's
happy about that.
strange, but it's good. I feel more myself. I feel more
Mm.
relaxed and more actually open to do more things, not only for myself, but with other. And also, my music is actually blooming because of that. Because when you are okay with yourself, you can actually grow something beautiful.
And I really like the answering you're giving in the interview, because it's everything that I'm trying to say to the people. When you are with yourself, thank you. I'm gonna put behind it, when you're, it's important, because we are afraid to be with ourselves sometimes.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong, it's the opposite, it's beautiful. And of course,
Yeah.
like the sound wise, because of course I have to what is, we can say, the, I don't want to say the label, the sound, what the genre, but if you could describe the sound, your sound, in a word, an adjective, in a quote.
Mm, I don't really know because it was called trip hop or cinematic
Yeah,
because there's some electronic vibes into
yeah.
it, but every songs in Alias you can actually pair songs because there
Mhm.
are 8 songs. And we actually realized after the EP was done that they were actually these songs pair with this one, these songs pair with this one, but they were like it was kind of weird, but it was
Okay.
actually cool. So cinematic, raw, very intimate. Yeah, I would say that my
That's,
music is that.
and of course we can just, let's say something a little, just some it, so just some hint to the people that you are currently working on a new EP. I
Yeah.
mean, you're starting to just put in the foundation. So what can we expect from this new?
So this EP, I'm actually really excited. I was scared at the beginning because it wasn't like with the same producer with
Okay,
Pierre. We actually don't work together anymore on
okay.
that. But so I was scared to, work with other producer, go out there and find someone to work. But it actually turned out pretty good because I'm working with two producers at the moment, Dario Pronetto here in Italy and Sed Mesa, aka Danny,
Okay,
that now is in Germany. And
that's
we
good.
are
No,
working
that's good.
together on some song.
I would like that.
And yeah, I'm actually happy on how the project is coming out.
Yeah,
And when you contact me for the interview, I was actually happy because I just realized that all the song had a fil rouge with them,
okay.
and I actually had the idea of the whole EP. And I think this journey is just an evolution of Alias.
Yeah,
It's actually beginning with, like, when I was talking about the cycle and doing the
yeah,
loops and be addicted to a toxic relationship. It starts with that, then you break through that and actually see what's the problem behind it, because
okay.
it's kind of systematic when a
Yeah.
lot of women go to toxic
It,
relationships because of how the society is built, but not only women, but people in general go
yeah,
to toxic relationship because how systematic the possession and jealousy and everything is in our society. So, the other songs are looking at the big picture and what's the problem at the
kind of from an
base. And
outside perspective.
yeah, and trying to demolish, the temple of submission and obedience, you know.
It's
You
kind of a
don't
way
have to
also self.
obey, you don't
Yeah.
have to be pure, you don't have to be silent to be a good woman. You don't have to do
Yeah.
that.
It's
So
kind of
this is,
yeah. It's you're giving. I think those these alias and the future EP, then the next EP, they're gonna be already alias. I think it's gonna be. It is a good EP for. I don't want to say self-help. I don't like the word, but literally can help people to say I'm not alone. And the other, the other EP could be also a good one, just to give women, men, whatever in the world, people to listen the EP when it's going to be released and have an outside perspective, like to see like the world they are in, whether it's a toxic relationship, toxic, any type of relationship, even toxic relationship with ourselves, can be anything.
yeah, absolutely.
And
I
you're
think
also,
the
yeah,
Yeah, I think the whole problem is that we are taught from very young age that you have to behave in a
um,
submissive way in order to achieve a better future, maybe in the afterlife. Yeah, also here in Italy too, it's
yeah,
very
we
prominent
know
the
that,
idea that you have to sacrifice yourself
for the
so
man.
you can have a good afterlife. And this is bullshit. This is
I
actually
know.
bullshit. You have to live your life, experience, and talk the louder you can for
Exactly.
yourself, for your rights and everything. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you for saying that, and also saying also that who you never keep things inside, even if it's for you it's important. Maybe for the other person could be stupid. Who cares? Just always say you want to go on, you don't have any friend, you want to go on TikTok and do it. Stupid, just say because you want to say something, say it. If you hold it
Say it.
inside, it's gonna break you somehow. And
Yeah, people will say it's cringe
yeah,
until you're actually famous because you're talking out loud.
I
So
mean,
yeah,
I think that every voice, like I said, every voice matters, and all the voice make a bigger voice.
absolutely.
So, and of course, I mean, we are like I said, we are still at the early stage of this concept of the album. So, it's gonna be an EP, not a full length, like we said.
Yeah, it would be
Okay.
an EP. Yeah.
And of course, I mean, you are still starting. So before we will see, I mean, we will have to do another interview then to see that just to when it's gonna be at least the first single out, and when there is gonna be
Absolutely.
the pre-order or something. But just to say before we end to the people, just to if they want to know more about Alias, like I said, you re-release it in a vinyl, so it's available on vinyl for people to purchase it.
Yeah. this April, to celebrate 1 year of Alias, I decided to release the vinyl version of it.
Okay.
So you can actually buy it, or I think I have the link in bio. Yeah.
Don't worry, I'm
You
gonna also
actually
put it
can
obscure.
buy it or
Okay.
stream it if you don't want to buy it, of course. You can stream on all the platform, and if you want to share this bit of intimacy with me, I would love to. Yeah.
That's that's really amazing. Also, did you add something about because I mean it's still early, but of course I think also you thought about live performances in the future, maybe with the second
Yeah, I would
album,
love to,
song
because when I
out.
did some live performance
Yeah.
with Alias, we actually go to Berlin, to Milan,
Yeah.
and I loved the energy, feeling
Yeah.
how different the actually audience are from city to city. And when you can connect with people, even if also with like these strong songs,
Yeah.
when you can connect, actually see the people in the eyes when you're actually singing some words, it's so beautiful. Yeah, I
So
love
we
it.
can
So
expect.
I plan to do that.
I
Yeah,
mean, so we will meet again to do an interview to just talk about the new one, and then maybe some new live, and maybe we're gonna bring some collab people involved also. But first, just me and you again, because we have to dig more in
absolutely. I would love to.
maybe a third one with all the people we know, because people are not aware of this, but we have some connection. But I'm really happy, and I want also give a shout out, because if it wasn't for them, I would never had the chance to meet you. So Cleo Tiger and Saint Mesa, check them out. They are
Absolutely, they are amazing.
and check it out. Elle Noir, you are just like a group of people. And because
Thank
that's
you
true.
so
Oh, you
much.
are a group of friends also. It's just not only collaboration. You're just like a small family, as I saw. And it's really nice. And I'm happy to see that I'm not the only one that from Italy run away sometimes. You know,
Yeah, you need to run away sometime from Italy or from
from
where you are, actually. Yeah, yeah.
difficult. I can swim. The flight from Milan are freaking expensive. That if I go to US, it's cheaper. So
Yeah, that's crazy.
yeah, so really,
But yeah, thank you for
it
inviting
was
me,
a
and thank you
pleasure.
for doing this project that is amazing. Yeah.
Also yours. And send if you have a really in artist to propose, just send me their link. I'm gonna send you those two girls that I
Absolutely.
told you. They're really, really amazing. So let's stay in touch, and it was really a pleasure. And sei in Italia, ci vediamo presto, è stato un
Ci
piacere.
vediamo presto.
Un
Bacioni.
bacione. Ciao.
Give me more, give me power. Let your soul be my blood. Don't you know? Imagine being a man, imagine being a boy. Imagine having the gut to treat me like a toy. Love's fake possession, falling, 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 my new obsession.